2008, former head coach of Germany, as well as Bulgaria. Well, things are looking good to get started. And with that whistle, we are underway with the quarterfinals of the women's CEV EuroVolley competition between Serbia and the Czech Republic. And the first shots fired on the Czech side. High ball situation right into the block and out of bounds. That's a good start for the Czech side. Deep serve to Serbia. There's a lot of space there between that block for Bianca Buza to find. She was part of that Olympic silver medal squad in 2016 and the bronze in 2021. If you give her that much space, you know she's going to take it. Serbian fans in the house. High ball outside for Czech. Down the line they go. And well, she was the top scorer for the Czech side in their last matchup against the Ukraine, and that's what she can do, changing up the direction, going down the line, targeting Bošković. Czech on the right side in the blue, Serbia on the left in the white. And it's Serbia to continue on the outside hitting spot. It's a tough serve from the Czech side, but the response is adamant. Aleksić, who plays in Vallefolia in Italy. Serve short, gets Czech out of system. But they're starting strong with the offense. Some good balls into the setter and then able to have a swing at that. Short serve to change things up. Doesn't really take Serbia out of rhythm. Here comes the high ball, free ball. Taken by Stefanovic. Ball quick to the outside. That's Doug. Opportunity. Havelkova swung, blocked. She'll go again. More inside this time. Clever move by the veteran. As mentioned, Havelkova just rejoining the national team, and that's why she's so important to this squad. She's not got a perfect set there. It's really inside, but she's turning her arm at the last minute, trying to find a solution there. Great ball in from Serbia, quick to the back. There's Bošković. Gets going, the lefty. The boom from Bošković. Get used to it. .108 kilometers an hour, but just out the back. Bošković setting the tone already in terms of service pressure. Czech Republic looking for a deep serve. That one's handled nicely. Serbia responding through the pipe. Oh, it's a tough serve from Kunciani. She put some pressure there on Serbia, and that's exactly what Czech Republic need to do, want to do. Try and get Bošković out of the offense, but that's tough to do. She is everywhere and always available. Uzelac, the 19-year-old, got the nod in the starting squad from Coach Guidetti. Another big swing coming from Bošković and another rip cross court. Tough thing about the Bošković swing is even when the defense is in the correct position, you see the libero just sitting there on that side. Bošković, though, she has so much power, just puts way too much spin on it. Czech Republic looking for solutions. The deep swing. Ball stays in play outside. Free ball coming from Serbia. Opportunity for the Czech Republic. Well, that one might come back to bite him in the butt. Free ball chance. And that ball just a bit tight for Havelkova. You could see she didn't really have much of a swing to work with without getting her arm in the net. Tries to work off the block, instead goes off the antenna. Tough serve, high ball coming. Havelkova again. And again, the blockers are really well placed. Monster block, but the blockers know exactly what's up. As soon as the bump set comes, there's gonna be forehands in front of Havelkova, and two of them belonging to Ognjenović. Strong serve again. Ball to the outside another time, but it doesn't look like it touched any blockers. So a few points in a row going to Serbia. That's a tough start for the Czech side. Serbia. Stefanovic at the line. Ball coming from behind. Good conversion. The captain, have a look at that direction. So good to see from that angle as well, how she just rips around the ball, puts that enough spin on it to go past the blockers and also make it really tough to defend in the backcourt. Well left by Serbia. Ognjenović targets the middle. Here comes the rip from the behind. Good stabbing defense, another opportunity for Czech. Rolled, kept alive through the middle. Still bouncing. Another chance, Czech, can they finish this opportunity? Not yet. Again, the ball stays in play. Deep throw, Havelkova on it again, over and two. Some impressive defensive action on the Czech side. There's that rundown. And it's Pavlova to keep things in play. Middle blocker headed to play in Erfurt, Germany next season. Aggressive serve. Bošković becomes the setter. Doesn't matter, she does it all. Ball's called out though. So Czech Republic tie things up again, 9-9. Here's another look at that. Bump set. Goes off the net and just out with no touch. Pavlova. Looking for an ace off the net, doesn't get it, but it's just as good. Forces Ognjenović over the net. Does her very best to keep that in play. Ognjenović has played in Poland, Russia, Greece, Italy. Zajabashi headed to Skandici. Bošković, the lefty, she's dug. High ball behind for Czech. Again, Bošković doesn't need to swing more than twice to put the ball on the floor. Have a look at the angle inside the blockers, and the Czech side blockers do a good job to line up, take away position, but she's so far inside them with a left swing as well that her shoulder lined up inside the blockers. Quick ball behind for the Czech Republic. Not going to fall. Bošković, though, does the damage for Serbia. Quick pushback from Ognjenović. That's all it takes. Their connection's so good that even that ball's a little inside or it's a little off, not exactly perfection, but they have nailed in their connection so well. Pretty much any ball becomes hittable. Great dig. Serbia again, this time a tip. Get some bodies on the floor. Freebie coming. Opportunity. Back to Bošković again. Bošković often leading the charge in the offense for the Serbian side. Like that she's changing things up there with the tip. But Czech Republic on it. She goes back to her winning ways in a big swing. Serbia again with a 2-point advantage. They'll get another free ball back. Libero stepping in simply. Ježić calling that free ball, taking it, handling it, and freeing up the other attackers. Again, it's Bošković to finish it. I think I heard the whistle blown for a timeout. Oh, scratch that. We've got a challenge. Bošković with a whole lot of line to work with there. So Czech coach Atanasopoulos is asking, was that ball in or out? No need to ask. We've got the graphics. And I think if you're going to bet on any player in the world, put your money on Bošković for that ball to be in. 13-10. Deep serve. Czech is off the net. But a big, healthy swing on the outside. Mihaela Mlejnikova. No fear, going one-on-one basically against Bošković. 9 times out of 10, that'll go straight back where it came from, but a little bit of space between the arms and the net. Good ball in, good save. Ognjenović keeping things in play. That ball a little bit tight. Look at this again. Heat from the serve. Ognjenović just popping it up to her middle. A one-handed fury. 14-11. Another tough serve. Ball's coming back in play for Czech. Another rips coming. Simple play. To the outside. The block is good. Czech Republic finding some joy at the net. Buza keeping things up there, and there's the big swing. The youngster, the 19-year-old, the best scorer of Serbia in 2023, but she gets shut out that time. Czech Republic doing their best to slow things down, bring back a bit of balance to the scoreline. An ace, that'll help. Have a look again, straight down that channel between the two players. Buza and Uzelac not able to communicate perfectly, so back to within one. Much better from Buza. She takes that by herself that time. But the block is relentless. And in the blink of an eye, Czech Republic has tied things back up. Well, Serbia knows this Czech side cannot be taken lightly. Well left in the reception. Bošković, though, at the line. Best server of the Club World Champs in 2023. Can she put a couple aces on the board this match? Wouldn't be surprised. Adds a bit of heat with 106 kilometers. There's the response. Ball stays in play. High ball behind. Bošković to swing. Looks for the sideline. Tags it. That's really well worked as well by Ognjenović, sprinting to the other side of the net to bring it back in play for her opposite. Timeout called.
Really good, but we have to push on the serve a little bit more. When we keep them out of system, we can play volleyball. When there is on system, you understand that you are very physical. What I wanted to say, listen, even from D, come a little bit more here, and we have to read the tip, okay? She's really extending the hand, and we can read that, okay? Watch out now, Kappa 8. We have slide 5-4, side down. We are back on the game. Okay.
Coach Giannis Athanasopoulos with a big ask ahead of him. How does he get this Czech team to slow down Tijana Bošković? She's already got 7 points in attack. A couple of them coming from tips. Oh, 8 points, excuse me. Well, that's one way to do it. Call a timeout right before she goes back to serve. Get her focused on other things. That's a coach's point. 15-16, Czech Republic still well and truly in this set. Tough serve to Buza. The rip on the outside. Uzelac just wide. She's looking for that deep sideline. Uzelac was the best outside hitter of the Euro Champs under 19 in 2022, but hasn't seemed to find her rhythm just yet today. Oh, the ace serve. The Czech Republic needed that. Ulisiani bringing some heat from the end line. She won the Czech League and the Czech Cup in 2023. Gets a little help from that CEV EuroVolley net. Gets Buza on the floor. Ace serve for the Czech Republic. That brings up a lead. Now that's the risk that comes along with taking a lot of, well, risk, I guess, in the serve, is that the net's always going to be there, tempting to get in the way. Katarina Lazovic, 23-year-old outside hitter, plays in China. Goes back for the serve. Cross court, that's dug on the middle back. Bošković again, going for some heat. Another opportunity on the outside and a good finish. Buza taking out some aggression on the ball. Beautifully picked up by the libero and the defense, but the second time of asking, that's the trouble. Have a look at the blockers there. It's so hard to keep up when you have all these weapons coming at you. Serbia is one of those offensive machines. When they have an opportunity to send the ball all areas of the court, it just really makes it tough on the blockers, middle blocker especially. Trying to keep their speed and their precision. 18 points apiece. Czech setter. Valkova looking to do something from the end line. She also played a little bit of beach volleyball on the World Tour back in 2017. Maybe she was hoping for a bit of wind in her favor on that serve. No such luck. Stefanovic. She played in Italy since 2013, now headed over to Eczacıbaşı in Türkiye. Deep tip. Mlejnikova goes back to Bošković, and Bošković goes straight down the seam. Bošković with her bread and butter. One of the hardest things to do when it comes to Bošković is decide where she's going to attack. Her vision is so clear. If you give her the line, she'll take it. If you leave her the cross, she'll take it. She can see the seams in the block. She's just got all that knowledge going on. Split second decision making too. Speaking of split seconds, Pavlova with a big rip through the middle. I love that choice as well. A one-on-one up, Aleksić trying to take the zone, but there's so much cross to work with. Mlejnikova out, Tijana Bošković in. Doesn't matter though. Serbia keep ticking over the points. Mlejnikova waiting till the last minute. You can't see her give away anything in her face. A veteran, best setter of the Turkish League in 2021. Ooh, ball still in play. And almost tagging the end line. Going for that deep swing through the middle. Starts with a big pickup from Mlejnikova. But a tiny bit of miss hitting. That might even have been worth a challenge. Oh, we will have a challenge. There we go. Question is, did the ball tag the line? We've got the technology to show us. Oh, yes. Yes, sir. That ball is way in. Well challenged. Well, that's 1 point back in the right direction for the Czech side. 20-21, they are staying in this set, not letting Serbia run away with it. Credit to the play on the Czech side. Good defense, picked up a Bošković swing, responding in kind. Bošković again off the hands. Ball staying in play, high ball outside for the Czech side. And another big swing from Mlejnikova. She's played all over the world. In Türkiye, Lekane, France, Stuttgart, Germany, Rzeszów, Poland. Headed to Olympiacos in Greece, and that's what she's bringing.
With this number 16, everything is about our end. And we are early, alternate. She just attack straight on our end, or block out, or inside, or inside. Wait, she don't go very high. Wait and over. Wait and over. Side out.
Giovanni Guidetti, no stranger to success. He's been with Vakifbank since 2008. And he's just telling his players, hey, don't worry about going straight up. Don't need to go high, go over exactly where you are in that block. You'll be able to slow that down. I like that. Tangible pieces of information in the timeout. Quick ball through the middle, nicely done. Mlejnikova reading the situation, feeding Aleksić. Perfect timing, it's a one-on-one. Aleksić with a big change-up of the angle. She's also was the MVP and the best middle blocker of the French Cup in 2022. Ball down the line. Czech ball is dug. Another chance, that goes up. High ball behind. Into the hands, the Czech Republic continue fighting. especially off a high ball, all the blockers in place. Uzelac up, giving a little bit of a target there, and that's exactly what Ivani Guidetti was talking about. Go low and tight over the net, close your arms, don't give that space. Katarina Pelikanova, the 18-year-old setter, goes back to serve. Big swing through the middle. Aleksić available up early, fast arm, and even in slow motion, look at the speed there, just full arm swing towards the empty space. A 1-point advantage for Serbia. Deep serve to the corner, that's handled nicely. Push back, the tip doesn't fall yet. Bošković trying to clean things up, but the blockers taking away a lot of space at the net. Well, it's a bump set, so everyone in the gym knows where it's going, but that's a great finish by the middle blocker on the Czech side, pressing into the angle. So now we're tied up at 23s. Oh, and an ace serve. An ace serve for the Czech Republic. How do you like that? Well, that man right there, he doesn't like it at all. He's calling us a timeout.
So, if she calls, you have to go. If she don't call, you have to call before. Okay? They will serve again in. Okay? No, let this do them better. You stay out. Okay? Out of the set. Two people like we train every day. Have confidence.
Well, that combination, that communication channel between Uzelac and Buza. Ivani Guidetti just trying to rectify it a little bit, give a little more space to Buza, but it's set point for the Czech side after that ace. Going for another one, better ball in. Opportunity, Bošković to put it away, and she does. You know the ball is going to Bošković in high pressure situations. Doesn't get more high pressure than that. Set point to the other team. And there she goes, finds the angle, finds the height, goes high and deep over the blockers, and that makes her so lethal. 9 points already. Tied up at 24s. Well, Bošković hasn't seemed to find her serving rhythm either. So the Czech side with another opportunity to take a set, steal a set from the Serbian side. The former world champions. There it is, 25-24. Ball goes over, pass, jousted, and the Czech Republic take the first set. What a fight. What a performance. Teamwork and persistence paying off for the blue side. Well, there you go. Confirmation of that set score, 26-24. The Czech Republic took down that first set, stole it off Serbia. They were caught sleeping there at the end. Looked like Serbia had it in the bag. Took their foot a little bit off the gas. And that's exactly what they were talking about in the opening interview. Not to let that happen. Here's a look at the stats. 2 blocks for the Czech side, 3 aces. And in fact, Serbia giving up 9 errors. Both teams or both players performing for their side and then doing their respective duties. A lot riding on this game. Could Czech be the team to stop the Serbian side from their undefeated run so far in this competition? So far so good. One set in the bag for the Czech side, and the whistle's blown for set number 2. Czech now on the left in the blue, serving Serbia in the white on the right. Good start for Buza, a high ball outside. That's the best outside hitter of the Serbian league in 2015. Goes right inside. Underneath the blockers, finishing with some heat. Good serve, better block. That's well read by Aleksić. Sees that ball dying inside. And then press over by Lozo, who's actually found her way onto the court. So Lozo, the 26-year-old opposite. That's the change. Buza back on the bench. Well, from a really tough serve. Czech side out of system, but still putting some cut shot to the deep court. Quick ball through. Aleksić. She's blocked again. Here comes Bošković. Goes to the deep corner. Not a lot of heat on that one. Well popped up. Another chance to go through the middle. That comes off the hands. Another swing behind. Gabriela Orvasova, who had 20 points against the Ukraine, plays in Czechia, Poland. Again, finding that tiny bit of space between the blocker's arms. Tough serve, big response. Lozo now in that corner spot, taking care of business in the reception. Those were a couple of points that went the way of the Czech side in the last set. Those service aces, 3 of them Czech side had now. If Serbia can control those, should be a different looking set. Lozo off hands. Well, Sarah Lozo was the best receiver of the Kazakhstan League in 2019. That's why she's back on court now. Need to stabilize that reception, but she's also got a lot of swings. A lot of tools in her proverbial toolkit. Good work by Serbia on the right side this time, slowing down the attack. Bošković and Stefanovic playing a little bit of ping pong between them. I'm sure they don't really care at the end of the day who gets the blocking stat. We'll give it to the middle though. Another chance for the Czech side and another block. Stefanovic and Lozo sealing the deal on the outside. Again, hanging in the air, just waiting, watching, tipping it, sending it right back where it came from. 6-2 lead for the Serbian side. Big dig. Lozo into hands. Great pickup on the Czech side. High ball behind, into the block. Another opportunity. Bump set. Tight, kept out of the net. Serbia back to Bošković. The lefty, little cramped at the net.
It's not the block, because she's already low. First action, after the block, to both touch it. First time. Second when she hit the ball. I will not change. I will not change.
All right, let's have a look at this.
But I cannot change. Sorry.
There's the attack.
Even,
There's the touch, technically the block. I think he's right.
like this. Even if I'm wrong, I apologize, but I cannot change my decision. But
She did touch it in the air as it was coming back on her side and then again on the floor. Just depends whether that first touch counts as a block or not. That's up to the discretion of the ref. Good tip by Lozo. Ball coming back in play. Great dig. High ball behind Bošković. And a little something to prove after that lost call going the other direction. A 7-3 lead now for Serbia here in the second set. Going deep to the corner. Short roll handled by Stefanovic. Goes again, goes to the pipe. Or the slide, excuse me, but the blockers let it pass. The defenders send it right back onto the Serbian side. There's the rip from Stefanovic. A little bit of luck in the defense. Nobody on the Serbian side expecting that to come so deep. 4-7. Short. Catching Serbia off guard. Lozo goes to the sideline. She's dug. The Czech responding with a big swing. Janovic off the net. Lozo again looking for a touch. No touch given. There's a look at that play again. High and wide. Plenty to work with in the set. The blockers well timed. 5 serving 7. Janovic pushing it back fast to Stefanovic. Like that deep swing as well out of the middle. She's got a lot to work with as far as height and strength. What she does well is use it to her advantage, not trying to swing down into the block, just goes high and hard off the hands. 8-5, Lozo at the line. Czech responding with a slide of their own. Bošković back in the mix in the offense. She's dug. Over in 2, joust at the net, still in play. Quick through the middle. I like that from Valkova, really getting her middle involved whenever she can. And in this instance, creating a bit of space as well. That push in front gets the blockers moving. Just fires it in to Pavlova. She'll head back to serve. Won the Austrian League and Cup last year. That was actually Kulisiani on the serve. Opportunity here for Czech with a short serve. There's the pipe and the rip to the sideline. Nobody in the defense. Finding that space. Mlejnikova, best outside hitter of the French Cup in 2022. Her team won that as well. Adding all that experience here with the national team. fast and aggressive. Aleksić. Over in the French league as well. She won that league in 2022, so those two middles going neck and neck against each other. Well, the Serbian side looking a little more intentional, I have to say. Forcing some overpass at the serve, and then players ready to capitalize. Just have a little more urgency than they seem to have in the first set. And there's the timeout called.
We lost a little bit our concentration. And what I mean concentration? Push the serve and miss it, it's my fault. Okay? I don't want to see sky ball anymore. Second, mid blockers, please. If you are late, we will play defense 101. It's not possible with a lot of defense. And when it's Bošković, guys, he spikes ankle, okay? So try when you have time that we go straight over and we don't reach and we go behind the pin blocker, okay? Ella, same aggressivity. Ella.
Well, this Czech side doing really well to stay with Serbia so far. Took that first set. Serbia, an intimidating squad by all accounts. But there's nothing like being the underdog to make you really hungry for a win. Bump set to the outside. That's Doug kept alive. High ball behind. Bošković with a chance to clean it up. Well, that's a really tough attack for her, and well, for anyone really, but Bošković usually one of the go-tos in these out-of-system plays. That ball high, coming from over her shoulder. Can't really do much except swing in that direction. 8 serving 11. Short. Through the middle, Aleksić again. Dialed in that connection. Ognjenović, Aleksić. Ognjenović was actually the best setter of the European champs in 2019. She's been carrying that experience with her year after year. Another push into the net. Joust kept alive, heads right back down. Aleksić, part of that Olympic bronze medal winning squad in 2021. Also the best blocker of the VNL in 2019. Just a lot of good net play out of her. She's aware, she's disciplined to keep her arms out of the net while she's making the point. 13-8, Serbia up by 5. Make that 6 with another big block. We often talk a lot about the outsides and the opposites, but middle blockers can make a huge difference in a game. And what Aleksić is doing right now, pressing over, bringing that arm back into the court, making sure that ball goes where she wants it to. Aggressive serve to the sideline. Into the hand, stays in play. Ball again goes behind, no touch, says Serbia. So the substitution comes on the Czech side. Monika Brankuska, 18-year-old middle blocker, into the mix for the Czech side. Will it make a difference? Here's the high ball outside. And there's the big stuff block. Aleksić and Bošković combination. Have a look at the vision, the reading, the eye work combined with footwork. Timeout called.
Aggressive to the ball because you are going and you are thinking, okay? Yes. Mihaela, if you see double block there, remember if you can go over there, Türkiye on the line. So, go fast, shoot, okay? And be there, okay? Present, and we take the set. Let's go. Ella! Ella!
Coach Athanasopoulos with full faith in his squad. Well, that's one step in the right direction. An intentional serve in the backcourt from Buza. A little bit too much heat on it. Pavlova finds the libero. And Aleksić again, delivering time after time. This combination, Ognjenović, Aleksić. Really tough to read, really even more tough to slow down. Aleksić so quick, just takes that ball right out of the setter's hands. High ball outside. Mlejnikova. She was the best outside hitter of the European Golden League in 2018. Captain putting a lot of firepower behind that swing. Kusa, the 18-year-old. A good serve, but Stefanovic, one of the veterans at 31 years old, she knows where to put that ball. The middle blocker who's just served, send it right back at her. Stefanovic was the best middle of the BNL in 2022. We haven't yet seen the full potential of Bošković from the end line. But I feel that she's one of those players that can be really hot and cold, hit or miss with her serve, but when it's on, it is so on. Serbia, they have a swing. There comes the pipe to respond. Another opportunity. Quick ball in, kept in play, not for long though. Czech Republic, high fives all around. They're making some headway here on this lead that Serbia began with. Not perfectly in system, but Kulisiani hanging in the air. Does well to do something with that. Well, that's something Stefanovic can do all day long. So fast. Have a look at how she just pops up right there in that space between the two blockers, gets a sharp angle on it. (19-12). Great ball in. There's a response from the middle of the Czech side. Bošković. High-powered. Supercharged. And starts with a defense as well. She's not just a one area strong. She's got pretty much a little bit of everything in her game. Change up on the side of the Czech team, Ellen Mlejnikova. 17-year-old middle blocker. Pipe swing for the Czech. Just one step off the net, not hugely out of system, but Valkova doing well to work with that and run something offensive. All the subs reversed. Valkova back in. Mlejnikova out. Kudrychkova. Looking for the end line, doesn't find it, doesn't find Bošković's feet either. So it's a 21-13 lead, and Serbia are going to be looking to tie things up take this set to bring us 1-1. Not going to help, though, unless you're a Czech fan, in which case, helps a lot. Serbia's given up a few errors already this match. 12 unforced errors they've given away. Free balls. Back to Serbia. Will they take a rip? Cross court. Yes, indeed. Stays in play, though. Mlejnikova under it. Back to Buza. Off the hands. Better the second time around. Getting a one-on-one through the blocker's arms. That's got to be frustrating. 22-14. Ball goes straight down the line. Into the hands. Another chance for Czech. Second time's the charm. Aleksić and Bošković dominating at the net. Fast feet, strong arms. Tight ball kept in play. Serbia looking for some fingertips is Bianca Buza. She's had a fair amount of experience over her career. Italy, Romania, Poland, Russia, Türkiye, Fenerbahce, Alba Blaj, Montichiari. Aleksić back in it. She won the Czech League and the Czech Cup last season. And an ace serve. That is exactly what the Czech Republic need. More of that. Ace serve. Magdalena Bukovska, only 20 years old, the outside hitter. Headed to play in Vanel, France next season. Sends that one a bit long. Like the aggression, though, on the Czech side, and you heard it from the coach in the timeout. I would rather see you serving aggressive and missing than giving easy popsicles for the Serbian side. Set point. Goes long. Czech Republic still have an opportunity. They got to stave off 7 set points. Can they do it? First time of asking. Aleksić shuts it down. Sending a message. Mlejnikova, I like that. Using her middle in that pressure situation. Not that much pressure. She had 7 set points. But not relying quite as heavily on Bošković in that second set. Good finish. And that brings us up to 1 set apiece. Serbia back on track. Here's a look at how it was done. 26-24 was the first. Czech just squeaked that one out. Serbia sending a telegraphed response for the second set. Here are some of the stats. 15 attacks to 7. 6 blocks to Serbia. That's an incredible statistic. 1 ace on the Czech side when it's important. That first set, they stuck with Serbia. Would not let them get ahead. And it paid off there at the very end. Well, second set, a little bit of a different story. As Serbia kind of settled into their typical aggressive ways. But the question is, what might change going forward? Giovanni Guidetti giving his serving signals. And Mlejnikova has the first serve for Serbia to get us underway with set number 3. Czech Republic swinging off the hands. good response, good start. Buza slowing things down first with the block, and then look at the timing there. Middle blocker, Pavlova stuck in the air. And Orvasova doing her best to slow it down on the outside. There goes the outside swing. Bošković putting some pressure on the other team as per usual, deep into the corner. Velikova stabbing at it with one arm. It's enough to keep it off the floor, but not enough to keep it out of the net. Janović at a 2-0 lead. One set apiece. Great ball in. Still good movements by Serbia's defense. There's the scrappiness on the floor Coach Guidetti was talking about. Bošković finds an elbow. Freebie gets her on the floor. She's out of the offense. Ball's going outside. Here's a good pickup. Another scramble play. Ball put back in by Lozo. Quick to the middle. Aleksić with the over-the-shoulder finish. And again, this is something that's been standing out of the difference for me between set number 1 and set number 2. Ognjanović forcing the middle there, coming sprinting in. A little bit more comfortable that second time, but Aleksić has so much angle available. 3-0 lead. To the outside, kept in play. Check goes through the middle. That's Doug. Barrow stepping in to Bošković, who finishes it off. I like that out of Djeđić. She just moves in, calm, cool, high and wide ball. She knows her audience. Her audience is one of the best attackers in the world. Just has to put it up there, give her enough space to work with, and that's going to be the result. Couple of changes for a 4-0 lead. Pavlova out. Veličkova in. No change in the result, however. The error swinging behind. No blockage touching it. The lead is intact for Serbia.
Believe Ella, let's go, Heike! Ella! Hey, the ball is screaming when you give me the ball, okay? Then you give her a high and then she doesn't have to stay. Ellen! Ellen! Aggressive, Ellen! Heike! Ella!
Coach Athanasopoulos is going through the emotions in this game. Started off on a high after his team took the first set. He's now back down to reality that Serbia is not an easy team to beat. Asking his team just to fight through it. Way easier said than done. 5-0 lead. Serbia quick to the middle, stabbing defense. Ball to the outside, off the hands, and that's a good response. Mlejnikova had to go high off hands. That's really all she could do there. She's underneath the ball. The blockers are in a good position. Veličkova. A spiker of the Eurochamps qualification, under 21 in 2022. Sets up a good serve, which puts her blockers in a good position. There it is, reading the situation. Quickly closing up on Buza, who's on the outside there. That ball dying a little inside. She's looking for the sharp angle. Blockers well placed. High ball opportunity. Bošković reads it, sees it, hears it. It's almost like she can hear what's going on the other side. Coach yelling out, it's going to be a high ball. Everybody wait. Oh, here you go. Wait for this. Tip right over the back of the blockers. All the blocker defenders on their heels. And Bošković having the last laugh. 6-2. Big block again. Aleksić finding a big part of that. She has turned it on in the last few minutes. It's actually Lozo who got the majority of the block, but I like that that's closed. There wasn't really anywhere for those players to get past the block. All outside. Quick one. Quick rip. Mlejnikova loves that sharp cross angle. And the speed she gets from her setter there, that's why they're beating Aleksić that time. But that's something they're going to have to continue implementing, try and keep the blockers at bay. Lozo is slowed down on the outside, but not very much. Tough serve. Serbia out of system, but then have a look at that off the hands. It goes through Valkova, I think. So the defenders don't really stand a chance. Comes Aleksić, 8-3. Goes down the sideline. High ball outside. Great response again. Mlejnikova. Gets a bump set from her setter. Doesn't have the perfect opportunity. But again, finding the cross court. "13 points already for her. Targeting Buza. Quick through the middle again. Ognjenović feeding up her middle attackers. They're not just there for blocking, not just for show. Gets a one-on-one pretty much on every area. She can do what she wants. And she's got Stefanovic, one of the veterans. Again, Bošković unable to find her rhythm at the end line. Bošković already with 6 errors, a few of them from the serve. A 10-5 lead for the world champs. Valkova doing her best to rip. And that'll pay off. Goes straight into the hands of Stefanovic. You'll often find that coming right back where you sent it, but with a bit of luck. Valkova dipping, diving, dodging, matrix style to get out of the way. Serbia with some pressure again. Stefanovic with the response. Love that from Ognjenović. She's one of those setters that knows if one of my players has just made a mistake, let me get her back involved in the offense. This occasion, Stefanovic has just let that ball go off her and out of bounds. So she gets that set, goes straight down the line, gets that confidence firing again. Free ball sent in. There goes down the line. High ball. Havelkova into hands. Stays in play, but not for long. There's that scrappiness on the Czech side that Guidetti was talking about. He knows they're going to do everything they can to keep these balls off the floor. They're fighting to make something happen. The blockers on the Serbian side. Cheeky little smile there from Stefanovic, well earned. They've certainly played against each other enough times in Italy. Havelkova and Stefanovic. Bošković straight to the floor. Serbia just getting it done. It's a little dirty, a little scrappy. But they're just finding ways to put those points on the board, keep it ticking over. Make it real tough on the Czech side. 13-6, short serve, comes back. Not handled well. Another opportunity for the Czech side, and they take it. Well, you see Guidetti asking for something in the corner of our eye there, in the corner of our screen. We can see him protesting. But the point lands with the Czech side, and it stays there. 7-13. Short to Lozo. She's up. Bošković ripping into the corner and out of bounds. Tough serve, but not enough to get Serbia out of system. Ognjenović doesn't really seem to have had to make many steps off the net. They've been doing a great job keeping that ball in a good position for her. To the outside, into the hands. Czech going again. Tip this time, some bodies on the floor. Bošković doesn't need to be asked twice. Ball's up in her vicinity, anywhere in her wheelhouse, and she's swinging. Lefty with just enough of a snap of the wrist. Have a look at that again. Great pickup. Timeout's called.
Passing, guys, and then we go. We have to build step by step, point by point. Believe, Ella. Ella.
Well, the Czech side needs to dig deep right now, and that's what it looks like they're trying to do. They have been playing well, but have a look at that. Aleksić, 64% in attack, 11 points, 2 of them coming from block. Those are the kind of statistics you'll see from an outside hitter, an opposite. But if you get those out of your middles as well, that's when you know your team's doing something right. And again, she's on it all over that situation. Disciplined, reading, rhythm, everything just working out. And have a look. That's what's so important. She doesn't get sold by the setter. Setter jumps. She does not, because the setter's back row. Czech get one swing off Bošković, but it seems like for every point the Czech team's getting, Serbia's getting 3 or 4. Eight to 16. Tip lands. Buza. Bianca Buza has 6 points so far. Hasn't been hugely productive in the offense, but it's those points right there that make the difference. Didn't have to work too hard. Didn't go back and forth. Just the tip in the right moment at the right time. Cross court kept alive by Ježić. Still out of the net, and another chance. Lozo into hands. Well, the Czech side could be happy with that block. There's the first time it's recycled and going again in the same position. Monika Brankuska plays her volleyball in Czech. Has not played outside of the Czech just yet. Gets that serve down the line to Lozo, who gets a big swing on the outside, almost a 0 block. Credit to Ognjenović, seeing that early. Middle jumps with middle, setter jumps with outside. Wide open space. Tough serve, gets an overpass. Through the middle, Stefanovic. Simple actions by the veteran. Stefanovic, part of that Olympic squad, that 2016 silver medalist. She's also got a couple of Champions League medals herself, a gold from 2016, a bronze from 2021. Bringing those veteran moves to the court today. 19-9, Serbia continuing in the right direction. Freebie. Stefanovic takes it, ball back to Bošković, into hands, only one blocker on her. And that's the power of Ognjanović. She's really found a way to open up her hitting channels. She's opened, or she's used her middle enough times now that the middle of the other side is following Stefanovic. And then Tijana Bošković, the best opposite in the world, has a one-on-one. Ball comes over. Another opportunity. Outside, but the hands are strong enough. Bošković and Stefanovic teaming up to slow things down. In comes Eva Hodanova, 29-year-old outside hitter. Played last season in Germany. See if this change can do anything to slow down the Serbian freight train that's coming the Czech Republic's way right now. Aleksić at 21-9. Puts a little pop on it, not much spin. Ball goes behind off the hands, kept in play. Ognjanović feeds up Bošković. And the feeding frenzy continues on the right side. That ball inside, not as high as we've seen the other ones. Gets on it early, beats the block, and that's enough. Another round of rotations continues on the Czech side. Katarina Pelikanova, excuse me. Back in to try and stabilize some things. That's a good step in the right direction. Brankuska. Getting past Lozo on the right side. Finally, the Czech Republic hits double digits in this set, 10-22. Pass to the middle. Stefanovic is dug. Ball stays in play. Wow, an unforced error. Hodanova coming in off the bench. She's cold. Takes that big swing straight into the net. So some changes happening on the Serbian side. Bielica in the mix, the 31-year-old opposite, played in Romania last season. Big serve as well out of Bojana Durca. Tip thrown. Chance high ball. Great dig on Serbian side. And Lozo. High and deep past the block. That's a great pickup there by Ježić. Serbia looking a lot more relaxed recently as set point doesn't go their way the first time of asking. Havelkova keeping things interesting. waits to swing, hangs in the air, goes high and deep. Buza doing her best to change direction. Still set point for Serbia. 11 serving 24. Can Lozo put it away? Yes, she can. Finds some joy on the outside. Here's another look at how it was done. Nice wide push. A little bit of pace on it as well. But that change down the line is exactly what Serbia were looking for. So the third set goes in a similar fashion to the second. Here's a look at the scoreline. 17 and 11 were those last two sets. Czech Republic snuck through on that first one, 26 to 24. But they haven't found that kind of rhythm in the latter parts of this match. So can they stop Serbia from the next one? Here's a look at how that set went down. 4 blocks to 2, no aces by either one. Pretty low in the errors as well. Serbia only giving up 1 point to the Czech side. That's much more like Giovanni Guidetti's going to want to see going forward. So, and still some pretty impressive numbers from Bošković. 22 points, a couple of service errors there, 5 in fact. She hasn't really been able to get going from the end line, but she'll be happy with those attack numbers nevertheless. She's had some backup as well. Aleksić stepping in, Stefanovic as well. Lozo and Buza holding it down on the outside. Can the Czech side respond here in set number 4? We will see. First serve out of the setter, Valkova. Shots fired. Serbia on a mission now to take this set. Aleksić, high and hard and heavy. Getting involved early. I love that out of Ognjenović. Reminding the Czech side we have a lot of options over here. Good start at 2 points for the Serbian side. World champs 2018 and 2022. Looking to close things out in 4 sets. Unless the Czech responds. But this is a good start for Serbia, 3-0. Using all the weapons early doors. Bošković with her tips that have been falling pretty solidly throughout the match, and that's why she's so tough to defend, among other reasons, but you just never know when she's going to throw those soft balls in. New libero on court. Digitynova doing her best to keep it alive. Ball in play, kept up. Bošković goes for another one, tight, stays up. Gets herself an approach. And that'll do nicely for the 4th point of the set. How's that pickup? Janka Buza coming out of nowhere to keep the ball alive. Bošković doing some pirouettes to get an approach. And there you go, Serbia continuing in good form. There's a dig again from Buza. Bošković again. Off and out. It's her go-to. The throwback from Ognjenović as well gives her so much width that she can choose her direction. Targeting Havelkova in the block. 5-0. Havelkova, does she catch an arm? Ball's called out by the players of Serbia. Question is, was there a touch perhaps on the block? Didn't look like there was a touch on the block. Question just, did it maybe tag the sideline? No challenge. On we go. Off the hands, the rundown, too slow. And the aggressive actions at the net continue. Serbia relentless in their offensive wave. And look how tough it must be there, the number 8. Mihaela Mlejnikova trying her very best to go from one side to the other, but there's so much going on in the Serbian offense. Ognjenović just pulling all the puppet strings. Well, that was an important point. You felt that this is the moment that the Czech Republic has to slow down Serbia, cannot allow them to go unchecked for more than a few points in a row. Mlejnikova. Finding Lozo. Bošković finding the floor. So much space to work with, and again, they're on the outside just getting crept in, getting pulled in, but you can never forget about Bošković. Tip gets her on the floor. Out of the offense. Free ball for the Czech side. Well, the play goes on until the whistle is blown. And this is a mid-rally challenge for floor touch by the Czech side. So question is, did that ball touch the floor? If it did, point goes directly to the Czech side. If it did not, the point will go directly to the Serbian side, which is why these mid-rally challenges are so dangerous and you have to be 100% convinced. Coach Athanasopoulos has a little bit of conviction there. Bošković giving away absolutely nothing in her facial expressions. It all happened pretty fast. Players all waiting for the final decision. This could be an important one for the Czech side. Again, they've got to keep Serbia from running away with this fourth set. Let's have a look. I think that was down. So tough to tell from that angle. It's a little blurry.
Touches the hand, but also touches the floor. Touch in front of her. I can't see it here.
I said it was in front of you, so you should see it.
No. No, it's in front. One of the camera shows clearly.
Head referee Pedro Lopes Pinto of Portugal having to defend his decision. Off we go again. Czech Republic playing catch up, 3-7. Back to Bošković. Some help from the net. Does she find the end line? Well, Bošković looked almost immediately over to the coach, saying, nope, that ball was in. Let's not mess around. Giovanni Guidetti trusting his team. We will have a challenge. Ball in and out. Bošković did swing into the net. The question is, did it then dribble over onto the floor, inside or outside the court? Oh, that's in. That's well in. That's a great challenge, successful challenge. And Serbia take the point here in Brussels, Belgium, in front of some of their fans. 8-3. Lozo targeting Havelkova. Tight ball. Great response from the Czech side. Stefanovic closing up just that split second late. Just enough time for the ball to travel through. 4-8. Oh, and an ace serve. An ace serve for the Czech Republic. That is well welcomed by the captain, Mlejnikova. Finding Gejic moving from one side to the other. Captain goes for Buza this time, gets the overpass, and 2 in a row. Well, that won't go down as an ace in the stats. Valkova will get the attack point, but it's pretty much just as good. Forcing Buza on the overpass. No timeout yet from Guidetti. What's the response from Bošković? That's what it is. No fear, no stress. Just get the point done. Janovic adds some speed as well, like that width. It's 9-6. Well, we can't expect set number 4 to be as error-free for the Serbian side as set number 3. Set the standard really high there with only 1 error in that set. Good response in the block. Bošković again keeps things in play. Quick to the middle. Aleksić tries to get through. She's slowed down. And the Czech side coming back to play. Gabriela Orvosova finished second in the Polish league last season, did win the Polish Super Cup of 2023, and that's how she got that ball to sneak right past the block of Serbia. Pipe coming out of Bošković. Keeps delivering over and over and over. It doesn't really matter where you put her on the court. We've seen her a lot from the right side, but there she goes from the pipe and from a different direction as well. Ognjenović setting her up from basically zone 4. Well dug in the backcourt. Bošković again with the tricky little tips. Free ball coming. That's a good response. Aleksić, highly involved in the action. That's when you know things are working out well. When Ognjenović just pops it up with one hand. You saw her look all the way through the net as well. Turned her entire head, not just her eyes. She is beating up her middle over and over again. Ball's tight, stays in action. Velkova again, deeper that time, finds some space. Czech Republic responding with a high, just enough of a wrist snap to could put some play there. Nobody down the line to defend. 9-11, staying tight. Aleksić with a little less heat that time, and the defense is good. Chance on the outside, Buza into hands. Recycled, but not for long. A miscommunication gets a free point on the side of the Czech Republic. Aleksić with 4 hands in front of her now. The blockers of the Czech side, they're not letting her swing freely. 10-11. Buza. Ball again to Bošković. She's kept in play. High ball outside. The blockers are there. Aleksić and Buza. Perfectly placed. I like that slowdown at the net as well as that scrappy defense. Again, we've come to know that from the Czech team. But a perfectly placed block, Aleksić with that inside arm. That ball's going nowhere but back down. Havelkova again into a big stuff. That's a tough spot for the setter to be in. She's a little low there, has to try and make something out of it. Pushes it a bit low and possibly not wide enough, but the blockers were all over it. Czech Republic trying over and over and over. And the Serbian block responding over and over and over. Aleksić. Third time's a charm for the middle blocker. 4 kill blocks already and 15 points.
Again, in attack, we can have a little bit more the angles. Catch our gap. If you have the transition, we have to play faster. Their block is very high. And high ball, try to hit high, not to hit down. Hela, let's go, Heike. Hela.
Well, it sounds like a simple statement. There's a lot in there. The block is very high up the Serbian side, so the Czech team need to be smarter when it comes to attacking. They're not just tall, they're strong. They're in good positions. They're working over with their arms. They're quick with their feet. So it's on the Czech side to really try and be a little more creative, not just swinging in the bottom of that block. Starts with a strong serve, though, on the Serbian side. But that's a better response on the Czech. There's the serve. Havelkova pushing her setter way back. With the slice and dice out of the number 16 captain, Mlejnikova. On the outside of a 3-man block. Havelkova down the line, finds Lozo. Behind again to Bošković. She just eats it up. That ball is high enough, wide enough that she can go over the block and still somehow in front of the defense. Explain that physics to me. (15-11). Good reactions on the Czech side, though, staying with it. Bošković, the tip, kept in play. Another opportunity on the outside. Block is still strong. Czech players still testing that block. Here's what they're finding. Denied. Stefanovic this time with her inside arm. 14 points for the number 14 so far. Aleksić still at the line to serve. Quick tip behind. Doesn't pass. The reactions are there at the net. Quick and fast, but the blockers pulling their hands away. Havelkova putting balls back in play. Down the line. It's a great response. Talked about how important it is for Mlejnikova not to swing straight into the block. She finds the hole, sees it. It's not huge, but it's there that time. Number 16, has 17 points for her side, Captain Mlejnikova. There goes Bošković. She keeps creeping up in the points as well. Bošković, 29 points already, non-stop, delivering for her team. Going through the hand, deep into the corner. That is unretrievable. The middle tip stays alive. Serbian side gets the point. The Czech blockers caught reaching. So that ball should be allowed Mlejnikova to set. That's why that's called illegal. Timeout called.
Guys, 19-12. We can bring it back still. Continue to be aggressive on the serve, aggressive in attack. Okay, try to enjoy. Let's go. Haydi, Ella.
Czech head coach asking his players to continue enjoying, just like that little girl is doing in the stadium. But it's easier said than done when you're going up against one of the best teams in the world. Having fun might not be high on the priority list. And again, Bošković still from the end line, just has not found that sweet spot. Despite that, still top scorer. Also going aggressive on the outside. Also one of the springier players out there. Pops right up into the arms of Mlejnikova. Targeting the smaller blocker, the smaller setter in front of her. Also as well, one of the technically smaller players at 186 centimeters. Things start to unravel just a little bit for the Czech side. Starts with an aggressive serve. Mlejnikova has to set her teammate Mlejnikova. But it's not good enough. Serbia creeping ever closer, 21-13. Off the net again is the Czech side. Another opportunity to swing. But instead, the blockers doing what the blockers have done over and over. And that is make it impossible for that ball to pass the net. 22, serving at 22. And another one. Serbia on a roll. And the Czech scrambling to stay alive in this fourth set. Pavlova making the change. Fresh middle blocker in the mix. Will that be enough to change things up? Lozo still at the line, 23-13. 2 points needed to take this set, and with it the match. There's a high ball behind. And the block is relentless. Buza and Stefanovic. Well, starts with that tough serve. Gets Buza in a good position to just go straight over down the line. Set point becomes match point. Lozo with the same target down the line. Serbia now have 10 opportunities to finish this off. Send the Czech Republic back home. Can they do it the first time? Ball goes behind to Stefanovic, off the net. That'll do. A big swing off the block puts Serbia back into their winning ways, and they remain undefeated here in this European Championship. Serbia headed on in the semifinals. Czech Republic putting up a big fight there in the first set. Couldn't hold on to that for very long, though, when you get the best, or at least one of the best teams in the world up against you. Here's how that last point went down. Love that the middle blocker got that last swing. Ognjenović was using all her weapons all match long, didn't rely too heavily on one. We did see 29 points out of Bošković in the attack, 33 in total, including some blocks. But I love that some of the middles got some action as well. Aleksić had 16 points. Stefanovic had 10. A good effort by Mlejnikova on the Czech side with her 19 points. But the Serbian side can eventually celebrate, because here's how it was done. 3-1. There are the set scores. It just got more and more aggressive as Serbia went on. They could see that they regretted that first set loss, and they weren't going to let it happen again. 17 blocks for Serbia. That's a huge statistic. They didn't have any aces. The Czech Republic had 5 blocks and 5 aces. Pretty even in the errors, but 17 blocks. And look at the attacks, almost double the amount of attacks as well. So there you go. Serbia moving on.